Chapter 199. It would be a waste not to take it too. Then come, let's see if you, thousands of cultivators and ghosts, can keep me here. Sanshi laughed out loud. He originally did not want to fall out with the Heavenly Ghost sect, but Luju had given him an interesting try, so he naturally had to acquiesce. It would be a waste not to take 10 times the compensation. Everyone, be gentle. Luju waved his hand. Although they said that, the cultivators and ghosts who had long disliked Sanshi did not hold back and unleash their killer moves. For a moment, the sky was filled with attacks. Sanshi was suppressed by the power of the array above his head, and ghost head chains wrapped around his feet. Everyone's so passionate. Sanshi smiled awkwardly. Even nascent souls and martial emperors would be killed by such dense attacks. It would be a miracle if he was not beaten to death. Therefore, he died an immediate death. A certain lucky person had snatched his head, but his cultivation level should not be high as the system reward was pitifully low. Seeing Sanshi blasted into pieces, Shichianya was surprised. That's it. There doesn't seem to be anything special. Beside him is Master Ghost Butcher. Changed his expression. Note, his broken body has disappeared. Powerful divine consciousnesses swept over and carefully investigated the surroundings, but they didn't find any traces of him. This person seemed to have suddenly disappeared and never existed. You didn't find anything? Luju asked. No. His aura disappeared along with his shattered body. Ghost Butcher shook his head. Looks like he really won the bet. Luju muttered. Strange, his Dharma treasure, the Blood River, has been taken away. He doesn't have any Dharma treasures now. How did he escape? I can think of a way to do it. I might have to go back and check the books. The mountain-moving Taoist felt that he was a little ignorant. Outside the Heavenly Ghost sect, Sanshi appeared out of thin air. He heaved a sigh of relief. Oh my god. This is the first time I've been ganged up on by so many people. I was completely stunned just now. Sanshi felt fearful. Fortunately, I can revive. Otherwise, who would be able to withstand it? He observed his surroundings. After confirming his location, he knew he had arrived outside. After casting Ragnarok, he did not have enough time to escape from the Heavenly Ghost sect. However, he had already taken the opportunity to set up the resurrection point outside the sect. Now, the range of the resurrection point he could set was the range of his mental strength. Before the Heaven Ghost sect array formation was completely sealed, he had modified it in time. Otherwise, he would have to use the alternative resurrection point and return to his hometown in one go. Having cultivated a spiritual technique, his current spiritual strength was far stronger than those of the same level. It could already cover nearly 100 miles. Therefore, he was still quite far away from the Heavenly Ghost sect's array formation. Of course, this sect's range was indeed relatively large, and he was only at the periphery. Time to go back to get 10 times the compensation. Sanshi grinned, double-checked the directions and flew out with a whoosh. A huge sinkhole appeared in front of them. It was about 100 miles in diameter and was emitting a cold aura. It's huge. Sanshi took a deep breath. He had seen tall mountains, but he had never seen such a huge pit. It looked like it had collapsed from the middle, as if the ground had collapsed. Is this the ghost pit of the Nether City? It indeed lives up to its reputation. Sanshi praised. This special terrain was only heard of in the memories of the blood-robed old ghost. This was the first time he had seen it. It felt especially spectacular. He continued to fly closer and realized that Luju and the others were still searching for him in the pit near the center. They did not expect him to have escaped. I don't believe he can escape. He must have used some strange method to hide here so that we can't discover him. Blood-robed old ghost, come out. Many people shouted nearby, thinking that Sanshi was hiding. I'm not a child. Do you think he'll hide from you? Sanshi replied disdainfully. Swish, swish, swish. Gauzes instantly gathered in the sky and landed on the figure floating outside the array. Then, their pupils involuntarily constricted and they revealed shocked expressions. Heavens, has really not dead. He even escaped. He managed to escape the sect's array formation. What kind of method did he use? The group was flabbergasted, and they were extremely interested in Sanshi's secret. After all, this was the strongest life-saving method they had ever seen. It was also the most powerful escape method. The sect's array formation couldn't seal him. With so many people surrounding and attacking him, he still couldn't be killed. What other methods did this world have to destroy him? No matter how everyone thought about it, there wouldn't be many. Why are you all so enthusiastic? Why are you all looking at me? Sanshi crossed his arms and landed on the sex array formation with a smile. He was not worried that someone would control the array formation to attack him. Lu Yuliu was startled by the commotion midway and happened to see the other party being surrounded. Now that she was standing here unscathed, she was a little stunned. He's actually so powerful. How am I going to defeat him and humiliate him? She felt like she had suffered a blow. The confidence in her heart dissipated and she lost her fighting spirit. Not to mention him, Shichiani and the other inner sect disciples could only open their mouths and admit defeat. Not to mention how strong this person's direct combat strength was. Even a soul transformation cultivator could not compare to this life-saving method. The people who wanted to beat Sanshi up were all afraid. The discussion stopped, and the entire sect suddenly fell silent. It was a little strange. Ha, good muff. Luju laughed loudly and flew up from the ground to meet Sanshi. Blood-robed elder, your escape technique is impressive. Even the soul transformation realm might not be comparable to your level right now. After thinking about it, he could only deduce Sanshi's method to be a secretive escape technique, or that he had possessed some powerful Dharma treasures which helped him escape. No matter which one it was, it meant that the blood-robed old ghost was very threatening at this moment. After all, it was very difficult to kill him as a target. If one rashly offended him, the revenge would be very terrifying because no one could kill him. Instead, they would be the ones constantly dying. When the others heard Luji's deductions, they felt that they had found the reason and heaved a sigh of relief. The unknown was terrifying. If they couldn't figure out this person's escape method, they would feel uneasy. With an escape technique as an excuse, it was still within their understanding. Cut the crap, return all my things to me. That will be my reward, along with 10 times the compensation. Sanshi said, impatiently. It would be a waste not to take the benefits. No problem. Blood-robed elder, follow me. Luju politely extended his hand to lead the way and personally brought Sanshi to a tall palace. As soon as they entered, Luju took out a black token and handed it to Sanshi. Blood-robed elder, from today onwards, you are the Grand Elder. Oh, in just a gold core realm cultivator, how am I qualified to be a supreme elder? It's better to compensate me with some practical benefits. I'm not interested in this kind of false reputation. Sanshi waved his hand. Luju laughed heartily. Blood-robed elder, you've misunderstood. This is the position you deserve. Our heavenly ghost sect respects strength. Whoever has the ability can obtain status and resources. You escaped the seal of the array and still managed to escape with ease under the siege of everyone. Ordinary nascent soul cultivators don't even have such ability. If you don't have the qualifications, who does? He continued, you don't have to worry about the reduction in compensation. You deserve it. This is not included in the compensation. That's better. Let's get straight to the point. Luju stretched out his hand. My storage ring and Dharma treasures. Cough, some expendable things are hard to get back. Let's compensate you with something more precious. Luju suddenly raised his hand and grabbed it. A golden light flashed on the huge pillar in the distance, and a spear flew over. Luju checked the situation of the spear and realized that there was no reaction from Sanshi. He thought to himself, old doggy really failed. Otherwise, his Dharma treasures would have reacted to him. He was certain that the other party was the blood-robed old ghost. He handed the spear over. This low-grade spirit weapon is yours. Treat it as a portion of compensation. How about it? That's more like I. Sanshi's eyes lit up. Back then, when he saw Yuanzhang use this spear, he felt that it was very domineering and mighty. A genuine low-grade spirit artifact is something that even ordinary nascent souls would find difficult to possess. Don't think that just because you encountered a few numinous artifacts in the ruins of the myriad Poison Mountains Holy Gu sect that this thing is common. In fact, it's still very rare. Even I only have one too.